How's it going, everybody? So today we're going to be taking a look at how Team Vitality dominate Heroic on B-Site Dust 2. So I just got back from IEM Dallas, and man, was the crowd unbelievable there. And of course, while I was there every single day losing my voice in the crowd, I couldn't help but notice a few awesome plays that some of the professional teams were able to pull off. This one in particular was a great B execute from Team Vitality, so we're going to take a look at how they did it and then break it all down right after I thank today's sponsor, Skins Monkey. So, Skins Monkey is an automated CS2 trading site that provides an instant way for you to get new skins. All you have to do is select your old skins that you don't want anymore and then pick out some fresh ones to trade for. It's as easy as that. And right now you could get a free $5 if you use code CSTactics on the site. And finally, you could get up to a 35% deposit bonus when using my code. So thanks again to Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. Links in the description. So let's dive right into this execute. ZywOo is going to start us off with a deep door smoke. Flamesy is going to throw himself a nice self-entry flash, followed by a couple of good ones from Apex, and unsurprisingly, he destroys a very blind Shush, and just like that, they're out with an isolated player out here on site, and it's pretty easy cleanup for Mezzy, as he's able to push through here, destroy the window player, and then light up Nerds as he's running out of the smoke. Now, I'm sure that looked extremely fast and very chaotic, and there was a lot of stuff we didn't even get to see in this short part of the video, so let's go ahead and get started and break all this down. So starting with ZywOo's set, he just comes right here into the middle of this brick. He's just gonna make sure he's towards the dead center of it. It's not all that precise. And then he's just gonna go to the left of this little protruding part of this mark on the wall. He's gonna go out to the left of it to where it would line up with this darker spot right here. That may be a little bit easier to see in game, but it's honestly not that hard to find. And then you're just gonna do a simple W jump throw. And that's gonna go all the way up here, and it's gonna end up banking off of this back wall, and it should land right behind this set of double doors to where you're not gonna be able to get shot from mid as you're pushing up onto site. Now, one thing that a lot of people often point out is the fact that if you try to go back here to car, well, you can be spotted by someone standing up here on top of scaffolding. So a great alternative to that is if you go right here into this corner, you can just do a simple jump throw to the left of this little mark right here, just barely off to the left for good measure. That's going to go all the way up, and it should land on top of this portion of the door, and generally that's going to spill straight down, look like a nuclear bomb from the back, and there's nothing they can do. Even if they're up here on scaffolding, they're definitely not going to be able to see anyone towards car. Now, you may be wondering, well, why is ZywOo even using this lineup? Well, if you're standing here, believe it or not, that same exact lineup right here, if you do a regular jump throw, it's a window smoke, and then the W jump throw, of course, is the door smoke that we've already shown. So from that same exact spot and same exact lineup, you can throw two very useful smokes for this type of hit. And I imagine that's why ZywOo was positioned there, just in case he had an extra smoke dropped from a teammate. Now, of course, it's pretty easy to throw both from this position as well. And of course, you can just do, like I showed, this door smoke. And then if you just aim at this top dot, there's two dots down here. If you aim at the top one and do a simple jump throw, well, that's also going to smoke off window. It's not the exact same lineup, but it's pretty darn close. And as we can see here, that is a pretty decent smoke wall as well. So now let's go ahead and take a look at all of the supporting flashes that were thrown as a part of this hit. So starting off, Flames, as the entry here, still threw a flash for himself by going right here into this box and doing a left click around this area. For an easy way to remember it, you can just left click right at this dark spot right here. That's gonna pop on the right side. It's not gonna blind you as you're running out. Even if your teammates are on the left side, it's still not gonna blind them until they get a little bit further up. So it's a really good one to throw, just because while you're taking that space, they're either gonna have to turn from it or they're gonna get blinded. So it's a great one to use as an entry. Right after that flash was thrown, Apex was standing right here in this position, and he just did a simple jump throw just above this little chip in the wall right here. That's a super high and super deep flash, but it is going to blind anyone set up towards the back side of site or even back here behind double. Not for very long, but for at least around a second, to where it's definitely going to disrupt any of the defense, as well as he was throwing two of those, so that combined up is going to be a solid amount of enemies blinded. And of course, after ZywOo was done throwing all of his smokes, he ended up just doing a nice little jump throw with a flash outside of this window. In my opinion, that goes a little bit too deep and doesn't really blind most of the common positions back here on site all that well. As you can see, it would have only half blinded people back here. So in my opinion, I would throw that a little bit more shallow, maybe not do a running jump throw, maybe either just a jump throw or just a left click while you're running through this, to where it's going to be a little bit more shallow. Another alternative flash, if you don't like Apex's flash here, I definitely like it, but sometimes an even more effective one, like let's say you're worried about someone being set up right here. As you can see, Apex's flash isn't really blinding anyone in this position. So if you're worried about someone behind car, You can instead go right here into this corner, so long as you have teammates moving up in front of you to where you're not going to get peeked from this angle. You're just going to do a simple jump throw at this dark spot right here. That flash is going to go out super deep. It's not really going to blind your teammates. It's going to be very similar to Apex's flash, to where it's going to blind most of the common angles on site, but it's also going to get this back wall here behind car without any time to react whatsoever. Very good flash to pair up if you don't like the other one. And of course, during the chaos of all of that, Spinks is going to be running up third man out. He's going to aim just above this window and just do a nice little run throw to where that's going to land in this little cubby, and it's going to full blind anyone back here on the back of sight, but it's not going to blind his teammates as they're pushing up. And of course, to finish off, Zybu ended up throwing his molly off of this back wall to where it would completely molly off this area of backside and double. Apex also tossed a nade back there, but luckily, Shush, in anticipation of this, dropped a smoke down as a defensive way to buy time for a rotate. Unfortunately for him, Mezzy was able to just come through, destroy the window player, and then destroy him as he pushed out. So, didn't really work out, but definitely a smart move there from Shush. So here you can see it all in real time. You can see Shush getting full blinded and killed, and it actually was Nerds behind this box that ended up throwing that nice little smoke in anticipation of all of the utility, where he's able to tuck and stay alive here long enough for a window rotate, but it just doesn't quite work out for them. But all in all, a fantastic take from Vitality. And one more important aspect to this that I'll cover before closing out is the fact that even though this was a set execute right off of spawn, they went to that position and lined it up, they still applied pressure other places on the map. Most notably, Apex ended up throwing this smoke for mid doors, which doesn't allow anyone to be able to see up towards Cat. And then of course, Zywu threw a nice flash for mid before he lined up all of his smokes, and Flames ended up mollying off Cat to apply pressure onto the A players so that they weren't comfortable digging around for information or over-rotating towards the B bomb site. So yeah, guys, I hope you learned something new out of all of this. If you want to support me, go ahead and click that Skins Monkey link down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.